cause I'm so raw, I'm so real. I'm the young brother that should have a record deal. I'm so raw, I'm so real. If you haven't heard about me, I'm a big fucking deal.
Okay, YouTube, bear with me, guys. But I did some research regarding this whole WBA thing on why they not stripping Anthony Joshua. Okay, I don't know why this skipped my mind regarding the WBA Super Champions, but they got a whole different criteria as far as like mandatories and stuff like that. Pretty much, in layman's term, just to keep it short, the WBA, like I said, when I say with these sanctioned bodies, they do what the hell they want to do, right? But with the WBA Super Champion, it was created, so they can have a lot of flexibility. So, the Super Champion can be able to, unify belts and be able to defend other belts, like the IBF and the WBC. The WBC. So they didn't want to be a hindrance on the designated Super Champion. Okay. Well, the criteria for that is that you gotta, it's special circumstance stuff. But as far as like the criteria, it's like at least 5 title defenses for the regular, WBA belt or whatever like that. 5 or 10, or in special circumstances, like they probably designate someone as a super champion, which they did with Anthony Joshua, even though Luis Ortiz was sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? Luis Ortiz was sitting right there. They could have elevated him if they wanted to, but hey, they didn't want to. And, it was a special circumstance, man. Anthony Joshua beat, Klitschko. And to me, it was a money grab move because they got different criteria for sanctioning fees regarding unified champs. That's what I'm saying, man. These guys are about the money, you know what I'm saying? These guys follow the money. It was a money grab, you know what I'm saying? So they got this dude. It's like, man, don't you want to be a unified champion? You know what I'm saying? Fighting Klitschko. Like, yeah, okay, well, sanction a fee with that, you know what I'm saying? Unified sanction a fee. So it's not just a regular sanction fee, it's a unified, sanction of a fee. But long story short, man, a lot of guys were getting it wrong, and hey, I'm one of them. I didn't even think about it. It like skipped my mind. And this is what I'm saying, man. You gotta do your own research and stuff like that, because like a lot of YouTube channels be getting it wrong. You got a lot of YouTube beef, people falling out about this, going back and forth. A lot of people, I guess, going with the heart instead of just going with the facts of what's on the books. You know what I'm saying? Instead of reading out, putting up facts and just going with their own thoughts and opinions, which is entertaining, man. It's entertaining. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. I was saying, we fans of the sport, man. A lot of people, I think people try to, say like, oh, not non-biased and stuff like that. But I think everybody just got caught up, you know what I'm saying, in the hoopla and the drama and stuff like that, because it's so entertaining. Like, what's going to happen next, instead of just reading, just reading and doing the research on why the WBA is moving the way they moving, okay? So, anyway, it's sanctioning fees, you know what I'm saying? It's sanctioning fees. I don't know why they gave this dude the WBA super belt, but, they put that on the line with him and Klitschko. Who was it? The WBA, because he already had the IBF. Who else was that? What other sanctioning body did the darn same thing? Who was that? What other belt they fight for? Was the IBO? Let me double check, man. Then I'm gonna read off some stuff for you guys. All right. Let me see. Crap, man. Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua already had the IBF, but it was the IBO. It was the IBO. All right. Anyways, the IBF and WBA, the WBA slipped themselves up into that fight. So they're the ones that created all the confusion and stuff like that. Okay. So let me read out some stuff, man. Let me read out some stuff to y'all. Let me spit some knowledge. I'll leave some links in the description below. Let me spit some knowledge, okay? So this is from the WBA.com. It's a PDF form. Last time these rules were amended were August 8th of 2013. So I'm not pretty sure if this is the newest one. It's like the first one that popped up. Okay. Breaking the action. I found the newest one, okay? It's 6/11/2015, okay? So I'm going to read off this and I'll read off the website, all right? So Super Champions status, all right? Super Champion status. So on page 10 on this PDF form. All right, I'm going to leave a link in the description below, right? And in exceptional circumstances, the Champions Committee and the President may designate a champion other than an interim champion as a super champion. Okay? The President and Committee may establish criteria for a super champion. Okay? In such a designation, the committee president may determine conditions and requirements of defenses and retention of such a title, including but not limited to the following mandatory defense period. Okay? So anything the Luis Ortiz team is saying is hogwash, and I'll fire that manager for not knowing this. And they look silly, you know what I'm saying? They're looking kind of silly, you know, putting that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? They should know this stuff, but I don't know what game they pulling, but you know, they trying to make Eddie Hearn, you know, look like a liar. You know, I don't trust the dude, but I'm just saying, you know, he was in the right, but Eddie Hearn should have been able to explain this. But then again, you know, it's all about the drama in the cell, you know what I'm saying? You know, but so it's kind of very conniving. Okay, moving along. Sanction fees, including purse fees for both title and non-title bouts, okay? What's next? In what manner and at what time an official contender for the super title shall be named, okay? And then D, such other conditions as the committee and president deems warranted, an official contender for a world championship title shall not therefore be considered to be an official contender for a super champion. Can you believe that? Oh man, just because you have that WBA regular belt doesn't mean you become like the official number one contender. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that determine that. Such conditions as the committee and president deems warranted, an official contender for a world championship title should not thereby be considered to be a official contender for a super championship. All right. Okay. So that's a contender for a championship belt. That just because you're number one for that regular belt doesn't mean you're number one for the super belt. Okay, who's on number one for the super belt? Well, let's read on. A super champion who loses a title or non-title bout shall have no right to be ranked thereafter in the weight division. Okay, So if Anthony Joshua loses in a non-title match or something like that, ain't no guarantee that he'd be ranked in the WBA, like I explained that with the Julius Mnungu. If the committee and the president designate a super champion at the time the boxer is a world champion, they may also suspend the provisions of Rule C.27 and other rules applicable to a world champion, inconsistent with the conditions and requirements under which they have designated a super champion. If a president committee designated a super champion, the vacant regular title need not be filled. Okay? So, there you go, man. There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's it in a nutshell. Read it for yourself. You know, like I said, man, at the end of the day, these sanctioning bodies do what the hell they want with their belts. The super champion, right? Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. He didn't have to fight Keith Thurman just because Keith Thurman was the regular champion and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because it was the committee that designate who's going to challenge for that super belt. And for what I heard, it was like 18 months. For what I read, it was like 18 months. But I was like on the old one from like 2 years ago. You got 18 months. As soon as you get that super belt or they designate you a super champion, you got 18 months to defend the belt. You know what I'm saying? Once you become that super champion, So Luis Ortiz is going to be waiting for a long time. Yeah, they didn't select him because of that sanctioning fees and stuff like that. It's about that money, man. Okay, unified title defense, okay? Let's read this. A title holder of a unified title is subject to all rules, requirements, including those regarding mandatory defense and the what? In the intermediate period between the mandatory defenses, a unified champion will be able to defend his title against any opponent chosen from the official rankings listed of the association or of the organizations recognized and with the approval of those organizations. So this Kubrat Pulev fight might be seen as a title defense for the WBA. You know what I'm saying? If you're unified, if it's a unified title defense, you know what I'm saying? Let's read that again. In the interim period between the mandatory defenses, a unified champion will be able to defend his title against any opponent chosen from the original rankings listed of the association or of the organizations recognized and with the approval of those organizations. So wow, man, if the defense is against someone other than the association's mandatory contender, approval must be attained through special permit. So they said other organizations, the association will endeavor to work with other sanctioning organizations to minimize any incompatibility and requirement for unified titles. So that's it in a nutshell for the WBA. They had some issues with, I think, Lennox Lewis, and I'm going to read this out, and then I'm done, man. I was about to rag on Eddie and Anthony Joshua big time, but, man, something told me, man, it's like, think, man, use your mind, man. Just use your mind, you don't want to go off on these rants and tangents and not know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because, I get some flack on my channel, but, man, every one person that unsubscribes, I get, like 3 or 4 subscribers, man. You know what I'm saying? But usually it's because of those rants and stuff. I'll be upsetting some people. But, man, I be hitting home with some pointers, man. So, here you go, man. WBAboxing.com. WBA Super Champions, all right? Definition. The Super Champion category or Undisputed World Champion was created for those world champions who hold the title of two or more organizations recognized by the WBA, like the WBC, the International Boxing Federation, and the World Boxing Organization, the WBO. So you got the WBA in correlation with the WBC, IBF, and the WBO. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, the creation of the category of Super Champion or Undisputed World Champions was born from a suggestion sent to us by Lennox Lewis, WBA former heavyweight champion, which we have considered covenant in order to give the unified champions a more flexible time to defend their titles, as well as the challengers the chance to fight for the title. Okay, so let me read that again, man. Let's see. Unified champions give unified champions a more flexible time to defend their titles, as well as the challengers the chance to fight for the titles. I don't know how you get a chance, but anyway, for the super title, when is the WBA sort of kind of like it's almost like hands off. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it does. I mean, if the guy has the the WBO or the IBF, he has more of a chance than with the WBA. The WBA doesn't seem like a. Anyway, man, I'm gonna keep reading on. All right, it doesn't seem like a noteworthy path to the championship belt when all these super champions. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's just gonna recognize the super champion. They ain't gonna recognize that regular belt. Okay, proposed regulation. We are still working to set the regulation that shall rule the super champions, and we have considered it convenient to establish the following. Okay, it's convenient, so this is not set in stone. Okay, yes. Okay, so I'm reading from this. This is back in like 2009, all right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that right there. I didn't know this was like published back in like 2009. I don't even know why they still have this on the website. Because this is right off their website. But it was an article that they posted back in like 2009. It was an update. Yeah, but it was by the WBA. Trying to explain, the what the super champion is. But I go ahead and finish it, man. Let's see. The super champion will be obligated to make the mandatory defense of the titles. You know what? It's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? It's irrelevant because it's old information and it's contradicting what I just read to you guys from the 2015 rules. Their rules book. You know what I'm saying? This is like 2009. It was almost 10 years ago. But anyway, long story short, the WBA they do what they want. I didn't check the date on that. Sorry guys, man. I wouldn't even waste your damn time. Well, not damn, but excuse me. Waste your time, man. Thanks for listening, man. It sheds a light on a lot of stuff, doesn't it? But I'm going to end it right here, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Do some of you guys feel sour? Getting that getting that Anthony Joshua calling him a duck. I mean, he could have faced Luis Ortiz, but he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Because like Eddie Hearn was saying, it's like, hey, I want to Kubrat Pulev, then Luis Ortiz, then, it all makes sense now. It doesn't sound so conniving because Kubrat Pulev, the IBF would have stripped him. I mean, they just did it to Crawford. So, You know what I'm saying? But the WBA, they were nice enough to say, hey, here's you want to be a unified champion? Here goes the super belt. Give us the sanctioning fee money. And Anthony Joshua gets to build up his profile and his legacy and all this other stuff. It was a credible opponent, I mean, dude had the belt. Vladimir Klitschko, he lost it to what's his name, Tyson Fury. His situation. So, I mean, the dude had the belt at one point. He held it for a long time. So that was a credible opponent. If the WBA wanted to, give Anthony, they didn't give him that belt. He earned it. You know what I'm saying? He had to earn it in the ring, but they gave him the opportunity to win that. Be a super champion, and he took it, man. So now he's a unified champ. No, he shouldn't be stripped. And if Luis Ortiz is technically Luis Ortiz is not the mandatory, but yeah, he's not ducking, man. Because from my understanding, from what I'm reading, it was Kubrat Pulev first. The IBF ordered, Kubrat Pulev first. You know what I'm saying? It was him first. And, the IBF don't play around. And then the WBA did they thing. I don't know why the WBA ordered, Anthony Joshua to face Luis Ortiz. Because as of right now, the deadline has passed. Let's see what they say. But on Boss Rec, they still have Anthony Joshua as a super champion and stuff like that. So let's see, you know what I'm saying? As of now, he still has that belt, you know what I'm saying? The deadline came and went, and he probably, made a phone call, Eddie and them probably made a phone call, asking for a special circumstance, because, the championship committee and the president, they get the order, these mandatories for this, and, for the, these super champions anytime they want to, but when it comes to unified title defenses and stuff like that, I mean, it's in their books, man. They don't want to get in the way. They say it themselves, and they say, they make up the rules as they go, pretty much, regarding these super champions, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that determine the conditions for the mandatory defense period. And the period passed, and then it says if the champion wants a special circumstance or something like that, they can grant it. And then not only that, they deem mandatories from other sanctioning bodies to fit the criteria what they deem as a mandatory. So I mean, so all right, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.